What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Shout out to Betsy. Um, shout out to Betsy. Uh, and I'm also going to say on that, shout out to anybody else who had mentioned this story to me because I feel like I had seen it in comments like some time back. I don't even know when all this began, but I feel like I seen it in some, so if I didn't shout you out, just know I'm acknowledging on this. And then I also was seeing, whenever I was on YouTube to the right, I would see a thumbnail of these two people, or either just the woman. I knew she looked familiar, but I was like, I don't know who she is, so I don't know what to tell you. And I just moved on with my life. Also, shout out to Angeline R, who has provoked the video that I'm going to be releasing for you next, everybody. It's finished, but I decided I'm going to put this out before that one. That one's lengthy. This one may get lengthy too, but I had to bring, and not just Angeline, but specifically Angeline R and LC, because I loved your comments on with regard to what you had to say about misinformation and people jumping the gun, and there was just some things. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So definitely shout out to you, LC. Marcus. There's some others, but I knew I was going to speak on the um, the election season basically anyway, and I will be doing other videos. But as Tavis Smiley says, it aggravates my ass. But particularly, I'm going to be speaking about Kamala Harris and Cory Booker. Oops. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. I can't. Nurse. Nurse. I didn't think I was going to eat my punch this early on, but damn it, I need it. Alright, fine. Because I can't say Cory Booker's name without throwing up in my mouth. There, I did it again. Nurse. Anyway, so I'll be putting that out next. I have a lot that I want to say, and in fact, in that video, I had to just end it, everybody, because it easily could have been a 4, 5, 6. I mean, because there's so much to cover. You'll understand that when you see the video. I literally had to just pull myself back and say, we're just gonna stop here. We're just gonna stop here. We're have to. We're gonna have to. But it's very important, the perspective that I'm bringing on those two people. Anybody else is going to come into the race, quite frankly, anybody that might be in the race. But it's very important, everybody, that you hear those videos, because my people are about to fuck things up once again. So I have to make sure you have the information. And also, I'm on record so that when what I will tell you in that video takes place, I will then be able to come back, as I always do, and say, I told you so. I told you so. All right. Now, what also makes this timely for me is because I happened to seen this dude on The View the other day. I'm going to play that clip for you, actually. I was like, okay, this is the thing. So now I'm going to learn what is going on. And so, he came out and okay and fine, we learned and we know and we okay and fine. Now, this is a short article from Essence. I particularly picked Essence when I saw after I did my search and then the various results and, which article I was going to use, and I saw it was Essence. I wanted to use Essence. So it's a short article, and then we're going to get into the video, the segment of him on The View. I also want to randomly shout out, just random, my boy Daniel Brunson on the ground in Bmore. What's up, Daniel? Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother Zaki. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Definitely shout out to Diva Queen. Empress Day Akibalon, I think is what isn't that your new name? I can't. Anyway, shout out to my girl Mika, my girl. Gotta shout you out. Um, and also I thought I was gonna do a live stream today, you guys. I'm recording this on Sunday. The other video was recorded on Friday and Saturday. Or Saturday into Sunday. Whatever. No live stream today. I'm over it. So maybe I'll get that in the middle of the week or something, or I don't know. I don't know. Whatever the universe is gonna say. Um, and again, I shout out to um the $1,000 donation that was made to the GoFundMe. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot. I can't. I can't. Thank you. Thank you. And may the blessing of the Creator be in abundance upon you. Wow. Um, so, B. Smith's husband, Dan Gasby, says the backlash he's receiving is because his girlfriend is a white heifer. We got a lot to talk about. We just goddamn it do. Gasby continues to defend controversial new relationship. All right, I feel like that's enlarged enough. All right, B. Smith's husband and of 26 years, Dan Gasby, landed himself in hot water after the Washington Post published a profile featuring himself, his wife, who is in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's disease, and his new girlfriend, Alex Lerner, seemingly cohabitating as one big happy union. The public outcry on B's behalf is based on the belief that Dan is straight disrespecting his wife, straight disrespecting his wife, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Straight disrespecting his wife by parading his new relationship in the media when his wife clearly isn't in the state of mind to give consent. And by the way, I just want to say that disrespecting, while a lot of gangsters, especially back in the day, when they would use that word, they use it so profoundly because I think that was probably the biggest word they had in their vocabulary. You see what I'm saying? They straight disrespecting. So they feel like they really said a whole lot. You feel me? Like disrespecting, like spell disrespecting, and then you see what I'm saying? And then they run. I don't know. Anyway, Dan, however, says he believes the backlash that is solely based on the fact he believes the backlash is solely based on the fact that his girlfriend is a white bitch. To clear up the negative response to his relationship status, Dan has been on somewhat of a cleanup tour to set the record straight. The View co-host Whoopi, fake ass, cartoon ass bitch, and Sunny Houston have opposed Dan's relationship on air, saying the fact that the white heifer has her own bedroom in their home is very straight disrespectful. They recently decided to give Gadsby the opportunity to answer to their criticism as a guest on the show, with a noticeably absent Goldberg missing from the table. Holston probed Gadsby with Lerner in the audience. Well, that's shade because I think that episode is still on my DVR. I could check it. I feel like she was just absent that day anyway. The bitch is still out. As of Friday, she was still out. I'm glad. Like, anytime she's not there, I hate, because I told y'all when I did that one video, like how everybody else comes out, dressed, and they look like professional people, and okay, we're talk show hosts, everybody, and then this circus bitch, and then she always lets them, and then she pops out. She purposely does that, gives you that half a second so you think the bitch ain't there, and then she pops out. Fuck her, bitch. Oh my God, Jedi, pace yourself. You can't get this worked up this early on. You can't. And you know what the doctor told you. All right. Thank you, self. Thank you. Thanks for looking out for me and just loving me and just being there for me. Thank you, self. All right. Now, so they've already implied the view now, so I don't think we really need to waste any more time with this article. I'm just going to scan it, see if it feels like the show. Okay, Gasby. What was it? In addition to the view, Gadsby and Lerner also spoke with Al Roker, who formed a relationship with the married couple over the years. And not surprising because she kind of looks like his wife a little bit right in here. If you look at Deborah Roberts, Al Roker's wife, they kind of have that. Okay, move on, Jedi. I spoke with Al Roker, who was friends with the married couple over the years. During the conversation, Gadsby again maintained that race plays a role in how people feel about his new relationship. The 800-pound gorilla in this situation is she's white, Gadsby told Roker on Today. But you know what, Al, you don't get a chance to come out and then act like that's the backlash and be outraged. You knew when you met this bitch that, first of all, if you wasn't going to marry her or anything, that's a white bitch. You're a black man in this country that has a specific history with these people and white bitches. So it didn't matter what your decision was going to be with her or not with her, or she was the maid or she was the bitch down the street. It didn't matter. You don't get to act like you didn't know this and that we're not supposed to have a problem with it. God damn it, you make your bed, you lay in that bitch. In other words, if Alex were black, you don't think that Al said? Nah, Gatsby said, not at all. I'm not supposed to be conscripted to somebody because of their race. Yes, the fuck you are. You understand? And we have to push back and be over any of these motherfuckers with this acting like our history, because it's not history. It's like I said in the video the previous video that I put out. If our shit had ended when they signed that damn Emancipation Proclamation, and that had been a real document with real implications, and they literally put a period, we wouldn't have an issue today. It really would be over. And you could have your white bitch. You understand? But right now in 2019, you still have white bitches calling in the police at the sight of black men. We just had both of them, Shimjon, killed at the end part of last year by a white bitch. You understand? I mean, the list is endless. We can always go down the list. So it's not just, and he goes, because of their race. No, bitch. If you had a Latina on your arm, we would look at it morally still, because we still look at it from that angle too. There would still be issue, but the race wouldn't be like as accentuated, because it's the exact opposite. Your wife was a black woman, is a black woman. You blacker than this goddamn do-rag I'm wearing. So don't act like it's some, oh my God, I can't believe anybody would say anything when I show up with this crystal white bitch. You said, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. If you showed up with some chick from India, we would have been cool. You said anything. Anything. But a white heifer. Despite Gatsby's belief that race has everything to do with, it's not everything, and I'm going to get into that. Despite Gatsby's belief that race has everything to do with how his girlfriend is being received, no. So you're 2 for 2. Wrong. With his girlfriend being perceived, many folks on social media couldn't disagree more. My mom always told me, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And Dan Gasby isn't doing the right thing by B. Smith. No one would even care that much about him being with a white bitch if he hadn't flaunted her in public like this. Yes, we still would. Even if he was divorced from his wife, it doesn't matter. If he was just a single man, just dropped on the planet, and you were the white bitch, we have a problem. We have a problem. And I suggest to you that this is also being used by white media because of the optics. Because we know that every commercial, every television show, everything is is black white. Black man, white bitch. Black man, white bitch. Black man, white bitch. Every fucking commercial. I even finally see white people doing videos about the shit. Finally. So, this fits their optics as well. just to have them anywhere, even if they were just going to sit up there and talk about cereal. Just to have this white bitch and this black man. This is what they want. This is what they're pushing. You understand? Right now, let them tell everybody's supposed to be interracial and gay. That's what you're supposed to be doing right now, everybody. If you're not doing that, you're not in vogue, and you're just not, and you're nobody. Oh my God, God damn it. Um, B. Smith's husband, Dan Gasby, his mistress, and his daughter can cut the crap. If he didn't want the public to comment on their personal life, he shouldn't have put this out there for public consumption. And if the side chick was black, the backlash would have been the same. Exactly. So it's just we would have had one less thing to bitch about in the overall of all that's wrong with this. So Dan Gasby thinks if his girlfriend were black, there wouldn't be any backlash. Seriously? There are so many ways that B. Smith's husband could have found love and support with the person of his choosing without the raggedy spectacle that would surely have humiliated a woman who built an empire based on social grace and good taste. Okay. So I'm saying, why can't we just have this? I don't even know who that is. Black slave couple, new parents, Latoya Luckett and somebody Walker from All, or we're all smiles. Okay, fine, whatever. But some said that's what we need. This is what we need. We need this. So we're gonna need that. Um, and appreciate the fact that Essence is being consistent with this article. Remember, I always tell you have a writer, an editor, and a publisher, everybody. They decide what's going to be in front of you. And they chose a picture of him and her. White bitches nowhere to be seen. You understand? So that's proper. That's proper. That's proper. They kept it consistent. All right, so now let's go to the video clip now, everybody, of him on The View, and I will just sort of do my rantings as I go through that. All right, let's see this now.
The husband of lifestyle guru B. Smith is losing her to Alzheimer's disease. So how could he already find love with another woman while he's still living with his wife? Dan Gasby answers critics who say he's breaking the vow till death do us part. Next.
And lifestyle guru. She built an empire with help from her husband and business partner of 26 years, Dan Gasby. But when B was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 6 years ago, she left her empire behind to speak publicly about Alzheimer's.
Do you know the date today? Do you know the month?
And
that broke my heart. Because like I said, when I saw this episode of You, this is the first time I was really that I was seeing it, even understanding what the story was or who the players were and all that stuff. Like I said, I was seeing thumbnails and I had seen her name. I didn't know who she was, any of that. You see what I'm saying? So it was, but like I say, that broke my heart. That clip right there.
Diagnosed with all.
And I want to say this before I replay that. I want to listen to my people that have not seen the video that I did called Stop Eating Pork or something on pork. Just search the channel. This is one of the things, everybody. Because I brought you a very thorough video on this topic. And I told you there's over 75 diseases, and we went through them, that are directly related to pork. I.e., you don't eat that shit, you won't have those diseases. And one of them is Alzheimer's. Because what happens is, when you eat pork, there's no such thing as clean pork, everybody. This is why Allah has forbidden it. But the people who submit to what Allah has said call themselves Muslims. Those who don't call themselves Christians. And trick acts. And fakes. There's a way of life that your Maker has decreed for you. And when you walk that path, You don't get snarled up by the pitfalls. So, I showed you in that piece CAT scans of the brain of someone that eats pork. When you put it under CAT scan, you see these little white speckles. It looks like a starry night. Those are parasites on your fucking brain from pork. If your fat ass cannot control what you put in your hand and then transfer to your mouth, you're the worst human being on the planet. Allah has given you free will. You need to exercise that shit. I had to get that in. I'm not going to go off into that. I'm not going to do it. You see what I'm saying? But put the pork down now, everybody.
Alzheimer's disease 6 years ago, she left her empire behind to speak publicly about Alzheimer's.
This breaks my heart.
Do you know the date today? Do you know the month?
And along with her husband, advocate for research. They co-authored a book about their journey, and Dan used their Facebook page to post a daily journal of life, caring for a wife who will soon have no memory of who he is. Until one day last December, when Dan's post took a shocking turn. He posted this photo with Alex Lerner, going public about their relationship, along with the hashtag #WhyLie.
The other issue we have with this, everybody, is because it's again the legacy of black man or black woman gets money and it ends up in the hands, the legacy money ends up in the hands of white fucking kids that don't look a thing the fuck like any of us. Tiger Woods, you understand? Multi-billionaire, and his kids don't look a fucking thing like him. I was watching a recent episode of Ellen and the dancer Twitch, who's her side piece on there now. They show pictures of him and his kids and his wife, and I couldn't watch anymore. I was done. I was done at a profound cultural level, but specifically at a profound male level. What do you mean by this, Jedi? Why are you saying this thing to us? What do I mean? Let me discern this for you. I'd be damned if I can look in the face of a child that's my child that doesn't look like me. You understand? That's my seed. That's my seed. And as Allah has said to us, it is the man's sperm who determines the sex of the child, whether it will be boy or girl. That's from the man. So I don't care if I have daughters or boys. If I look in the eyes of my child, the face of my child, and they don't look like me, I just think that's a problem. That's a problem. And these kids, if they were lost anywhere, if I seen them in the mall or I seen them anywhere, if they could have been sitting on TV, I would not have any idea those were his kids. And Twitch is a very distinct looking dude. He has a specific look. And I didn't see that in nowhere in those fucking kids. At all. That hurts. That hurts. You know. Because in that moment, it wasn't just about me. It was about I would want this for him. I would want this for him. You know, you're happy and proud for another brother when they have a child, or if they're just pregnant. Maybe the child hasn't come forth yet, whatever. But you're happy for them. You know, and you're inspired by them even. It makes you want it even more. You know, you look at Willow and Jada. It looks like Will and Jada both spit at the same time and said, "B bitches," and they just came up and started talking. you know. And there's a lot of people that Tamar Braxton son. It looks like Vince. It looks like Vince said, I don't need you on this one, Tamar. I got this one," and just spit him out and said B. He looks just like Vince. My God. You understand? But it's more than just the parent to the child. It's also the lineage. You understand? Like, my nephew has echoes of me. His sister is, his mom is my sister. You understand? So he even has, I'm not his daddy, but he has echoes of me. People could look at us and go, "I think those two are related. I think they're related. I think they're related." Yeah, you know, etc. So it's that, and like I said, it's also the legacy of money. You see, because he's already white-haired, he will die off, and then this bitch now has the money. When you think about, you can't, because as I always tell you, you can't just think about you, everybody. You got to be thinking of you. You always have to be in the context of us as a culture, all of us. It ain't just about your simple ass. It's about all of us. And when you think about generational wealth that can be passed down and all those things and decisions that are made with that money and where it goes and all those things, these things matter. It matters. Name me one black person that was married to somebody white where the white person died and the black person was the one that had all the money. Somebody bring that forth to me. Bring that before my throne. Bring it. Bring it. You see, it's always us. So this is a problem on so many levels. Don't give me love. I already told y'all. Y'all already know where I'm at on that. Don't give me that love shit. Don't give me that. And you cannot go from a black woman. You see, you could almost see it if you were a teenager and you had no experience with no women. It still would be sacrilegious and blasphemy for you to pick someone that don't look, walk, talk, act, and smell like your mama. It still would be a blasphemous act. But here you were with your wife for how many years they say? 26 years, whatever it was. There's a certain fulfillment that you get. You're not going to be fulfilled by this. This is physical and fantasy. That's all it is, everybody. Physical and fantasy. That's what you're looking at. Physical and fantasy. Don't give me love. Don't, because it can't dwell there. You can care about something that is not of you, but you cannot love it. That's also one of the requisites of love. Anything you love must be of you. Of you.
Gasby still lives with and cares for B and has a bedroom in their home for Lerner, who stays there a few times a week.
Make sure you look right. You see? Look.
Still lives with.
Look at the optics.
And cares for B and has a bedroom.
Look.
In their home for Lerner, who.
I don't even know what they're eating, but whatever she don't look right, eat it.
Stays there a few times a week. Please welcome Dan Gasby. And the last time I saw you was last summer in Sag Harbor. We know each other.
Absolutely.
And the last time I saw Barbara, I was in your home with both of you, and she was showing me her new cookbooks and cooking and the Barbara that I knew. How is she doing now?
She is in remarkably good shape from the eyebrows down. She is 69 years old. She could wear a bikini or a two-piece. That's how her blood pressure is 117/74, but she's a toddler. And she's in a journey that many of you know someone of or will have eventually because of the way life has changed. And so it's extremely difficult to love someone, to have done what we've done and what we've accomplished together, to be criticized, and to not have a forum like I'm having today to have my side of the story told. I was put out.
That sister is divine. Wow. Stunning. Stunning. Now, he mentioned there that she's 69 years old. And I think they said this happened 4 years ago. I remember. I'm losing time of mentions now. But she's, I don't know how old she is there. But she puts most heifers to shame, including that bitch he got now. That is divinity in motion. There it is. There it is. Because she carries the DNA of the first woman that Allah created. The first one. You understand? You can't leap from that to a tricycle. You can't. Because that's the equivalent. Who needs this Bentley? Who needs it? Quick, somebody bring me a big wheel. And I will love it just as much as I love the Bentley. Really. I don't believe you. Anyway, she's a stunning sister. Stunning. Stunning. Stunning.
I was put out that I left my wife. I was put out that this woman who I'm now involved with was living full time. She comes to visit. That she made me. I mean, every kind of bad thing you can possibly imagine, I was accused of. The other side of that coin was also because the person that I'm now involved with is white. The racial innuendo is devastating. And I'll tell you, I wear something. I stopped wearing my Alzheimer's bracelet. I wear something from Temple Mother Emanuel.
Your wife has Alzheimer's, and you stop wearing the Alzheimer's bracelet. It's a small thing, but damn it, it says volumes. I stopped wearing my Alzheimer's bracelet once I got my white heifer. And I'm wearing what? Mother Emanuel what?
I wear something from Temple Mother Emanuel. Only love can conquer hate. People.
There's that word, everybody. There's that word that you don't know the definition of. Because I already told you it's not a word. Doesn't matter what we call it. This thing that people call love is not that. It's not that. It's not that. You understand? And there are requisites in this list of things that become this, that are finite, that you cannot get around. You understand? And one of them is it must be of you. Of you. Of you. Of you. You understand? All this love conquers. No, fuck that. You understand? And you can never love the one that continues to oppress you even to this day. This is not ancient history. We're talking about right now, this day, this moment, 2019 that I speak. Nothing has changed, Dan. Again, just stop the heaven and say, excuse me. Just ask her, say, tell me all the things you know about black culture. Just tell me what you know about black culture. Just tell me what you know about black culture. Just tell me. I'd like to know that. Because you see, my point is that one of the requisites of this thing. Hold up, y'all. I'm under attack from this damn microphone now. God damn it. One of the requisites to love anything is you have to know all of its moving parts. So if you said to her, why do you love Dan? She's going to give you some bullshit like, I just love his eyes and his strength, and he's kind, and it just, but there's no substance there. Nothing profound. And the same thing would go for him. You see? Tell me, White Heifer, what do you feel about being in a relationship with the descendant of slaves who is still oppressed today? How do you feel when you're laid up with him and there's a police shooting that's being broadcast all across the TV in front of you? Whose side are you on? Who'd you vote for? What do you think of Trump? You know, you just, there's a whole 3 days of questioning that could go on. I'm not exaggerating, everybody. Not exaggerating. Not exaggerating. I need you to understand that. I'm very serious. And I'm serious about the damn microphone too. Damn it. Because I don't want my mustache to scrape against it. I can't. Anyways. So, love is not present here, everybody. You understand? It's not there. And you're right. Love, if you knew what it was, does conquer. Because love puts you back with your own. That's what it does. Brings you home to your own. You see? Brings you home. What was that? Damn it. Tony Braxton, love should have brought you home last night? Huh? Think about it. Let's go on. I'm getting sick.
People were killed trying to help someone find Christ or find God or find goodness.
See, this Christ bullshit again. This is Christian bullshit, everybody, once again. We have to point that out. We can't not let that go past and not point that out. More Christian bullshit.
Trying to help someone find Christ or find God or find goodness.
And people were also killed because they look like you. Emmett Till lays in a cold grave now, disfigured and dead because of a white bitch. Do you understand me? Oh my God. You are still, dude, go away and die someplace. Just go and die peacefully. Just go away. Go away. Go away.
And what I've seen Alex deal with, my daughter, myself, and friends who support us, makes me realize that I'm doing the right thing.
Well, let me say this, and because we know each other, and I'm going to be honest, and my grandmother suffered from Alzheimer's, and her husband left her.
Not uncommon.
Not uncommon, and she lived with me and my mom and my husband, and I know how difficult it is to be a caregiver. And I commend you for being a caregiver, because I know it's hard, and it was hard for us. But this is what I don't understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really got people talking because you have a girlfriend and you're entitled to have your life. But what I don't understand is that you have your girlfriend at times spending the night in your home that you share with your wife.
Well, let me just say that.
So how did you ever, because B can't consent to that now. So did you discuss that while she was able to consent?
Well, let me say this. We wrote a book called Before I Forget. When B got the diagnosis, we got the diagnosis at Mount Sinai. We walked from 101st Street to 92nd Street. And she stopped me, put her hand on my arm, and she says, I want you to tell the story. I want you to do what we discussed many times, because most people out here don't have a will, don't have any idea what's going to happen if something, the what ifs happened. She said to me, I want you to go on. What most people don't know is that in 2008 is when we first saw the signs, and I kept it quiet for 5 years. It wasn't until 2013 that I actually saw from scientific proof that the beta amyloid plaque and the tau was destroying her brain. We wrote that book, warts and all, because each and every one of you out here at some point is going to have to deal with a situation that's catastrophic. If you get lucky, you get old. And if you get old, something happens. And what most people don't understand, quite honestly, what they fail to realize is, have you made a plan? Did you discuss it? And can you execute it? And more importantly, like the person who was your grandmother's significant other, are you going to honor it? I'm not doing anything that we didn't discuss. We were in business. We were two sides of a coin.
But did she say you can have your girlfriend live in our home?
No, let me say this. What she said to me was, well, first of all, I sold a home.
The home that I was in.
Yeah.
What she said to me, well, first of all, that's still not direct. Did she say that? Sonny asked you a direct question. Did she say you could have your heifer in our house? That is a yes or no, not a first of all.
Have your girlfriend live in our home?
No, let me say this. What she said to me was, well, first of all, I sold a home.
The home that I was in.
Yeah,
right.
Because every day she was escaping 3-4 times, and it was almost like, and I know
and
Joy.
It was right on the water.
It was right on the water.
Right.
That still didn't. You're not answering the question, bruh. You're not answering the question.
Right.
But she'd end up walking down the road. She would get up into, if she saw someone who was a large black man, she would get in the car because she thought it was me.
Yeah.
And we had a situation where I said, we sold the home. I bought another home, a bigger home. At this point in my life, at almost 65 years old, I should be in a 2-bedroom, not having to worry. But I wanted her to have the dignity of freedom, sanity for me, and at the same time, I wanted to make sure that as long as I have her, I could have easily placed her in a facility.
Yes.
And I would not do that. So this notion of vows, I'm keeping my vows. I'm keeping my vows. Vows are to protect, to care for. But did I say?
You're also in sickness and in health.
Yeah,
which is a vow. And I respect. I know that. Oh well. Sorry, we have. No. I do this all the time. We're out of time. B. Smith is an icon. I was saying when this topic even came up that her restaurant was one in Union Station in Washington, D.C. that my dad and I would go to all the time.
Your dad once told me that she was an American.
I knew the bitch was going to mention her father. She said, everybody comes on there else has turned back into her father. You would think he was the fucking president of this bitch or something. Like, we get it. Damn.
Success story.
She's an
Your father said she was an American success story. Oh.
icon.
Right.
And I think for me, seeing her this way, and maybe this is a discussion you two had, that it's okay to see the darkness of getting a disease like this. For my family, I said no pictures, no photos. I certainly couldn't have broadcasted. If my mom brought home some boyfriend, my family would have mutinied. So I think for me, did she want to be seen in the way that I don't remember her?
And we don't have time for the answer, but we will come back with the answer.
Yes.
So coming up, Dan has received a lot of backlash because his girlfriend is a white woman. She's here, and we'll hear Dan's answer, and we'll also hear from her when we come back.
Gasby, Dan, we were talking about whether or not B would want her image out there like this. What was behind your decision to put this out there?
B told me, I want you, just like our book, to tell and show it warts and all. The biggest problem we had, which is an unbelievable situation, she's a beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. People want her to wear makeup. She didn't wear makeup around the house.
No.
People gave me grief when she went from straight hair to locks. Then people gave me grief when she went locks to we cut her hair. She was pulling her locks out. So I've gotten grief no matter what I do. But the one thing that I know is consistent is Listen to what she said. We made these plans a long time ago. I have the same plans with my daughter. If something goes wrong with me, do not resuscitate. If something goes wrong with me and it becomes burdensome, put me in a facility. But most people, see, the world is so much smarter than what we think here. People understand from birth to maturation to death, it's a cycle. In America, people think death is almost optional. They don't plan for it.
That is true. That is true.
They don't plan for it. And you know what? Everyone in this room, what all of you are temporarily abled. Because you're going to have some sort of disease either in your family or yourself, and someone is going to have to take care of you. In 1900, people lived to be 49. Now people are living to be 80. I studied this because once I got involved, I realized in America today, if you're 85, 1 in 3 people will have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
If you're black, it's 1 in 2.
Dan, your girlfriend Alex is here, and we wanted to ask her a question. So, Alex Lerner is in the audience, and Alex, you knew about B's condition. You know, and yet you chose to enter into this relationship. Did you? That's my question to you: is did you have reservations? Did you ever suspect you would get the racial backlash that you are getting as a result?
No, you know, Dan and I became friends, and we were friends for...
She's lying. She's lying. Don't tell me you didn't think about it at all. You understand? And historically and currently, black folks always have less of an issue with interracial dating than white folks. What do I mean? It's easier for a brother to bring a white heifer home and the family not trip than it is for a white heifer to take a black man home. That's always been. You understand? But for her to say that it was not an issue is just not, it's not believable.
Did you ever suspect you would get the racial backlash that you are getting as a result?
No, you know, Dan and I became friends, and we were friends for quite a long time before this relationship changed. I was going through the experience with my father having dementia, and I had to put in, at the end of the summer of 17, after we had met, I had to put him into a home in Germany. But Dan was there for me and helped me through that. Later on, Dan needed a surgery, and I helped him out. I took care of him. So there were a lot of events that took care during a period of 6 months or so where we got to know each other and we became closer.
6 months. 6 months. 6 months. It's fresh and young and windblown, everybody. This will not last. It won't. I proclaim it.
Do you think this is disrespectful to Barbara, to be?
You know, I don't see it that way because, first of all, we do a lot of things with B together. And, you know, I think she probably has more stimulation now than she ever did before. We take her out for...
I think a better question should have been, you are a woman. Would you allow this if you were in her position? And would you want your husband to be doing the same thing to you? And he brings in a black woman even? I think that would have been a better question. Of course she's going to say, I don't think so, because they will always say something that serves their position, no matter what the situation is. It doesn't have to be relationships or anything. Whatever serves them, that's the answer they're going to give.
Do you think this is disrespectful to Barbara, to be?
You know, I don't see it that way because, first of all, we do a lot of things with B together. And, you know, I think she probably has more stimulation now than she ever did before.
Hear that answer. The question is, do you think this is disrespectful? And the answer was, no, because we do a lot of things with her. That doesn't, bitch, do you think it's disrespectful? Before you get to what you're doing or not doing, how much stimulation she has. Is this disrespectful? dumb, stringy-haired ass bitch.
Take her out for walks and dinners and to friends' houses and so forth. So that's how I see it.
This is a heart-wrenching situation, but really, judgmental people, you know, you got to walk in the shoes.
And it's very sad that
That's
it
right.
turned into, you know, this racial fight almost.
Well, our thanks to Dan Gasby and Alex Lerner. Dan and B co-authored a book together called Before I Forget, Love, Hope, Help, and Acceptance in Our Fight Against Alzheimer's. It's available everywhere books are sold. We'll be right back.
Nah. This is not cool. At all. At all. At all. At all. Do you understand me? And Meghan McCain made a good point when he talked about the vows. And he purposely left out the in sickness and in health part. And her fat ass never misses an opportunity to throw shade. So, in this particular circumstance, we absolutely appreciate that. We appreciate her fat ass for that. I feel like this, everybody. I don't think it takes a brilliant mind or someone highly philosophical and, you know, intellectual and shit. One of the best paths to understanding another human being is to take your shoes off and step into theirs. Take your shoes off and step into theirs. And so when I stand in his shoes after I step out of my Kenneth Coles, and I stand in his shoes, I ask myself, how do I get there? And I realize I can't. One could almost digest this better if the white bitch lived across town, or he was flying out once every 2 weeks or something to go see the bitch in another state or something. Still wouldn't like it. Still wouldn't change the fact that he's a white bitch, or that she's a white bitch, and that his wife is still living. Wouldn't love it, but could digest it is the word I want to use here. Digest it. Just digest it. You could just digest it. That don't mean you for it. You could just digest it. You know. As I said and alluded to before, I think for me, it's the idea that your wife is still living and this is a white heifer. To me, that just like, it's like a double bullet. It's not just one. It's both and. And the short amount of time that you spent with this heifer, and now it's all of a sudden you're announcing it to the world. This to me is just another basic example of black men not being able to control their fucking penis. He will say and do anything he needs to say and do for the sake of just trying to get some pussy right now. You stop wearing the autism bracelet to put on some bullshit that has no connection to your wife. I mean, that to me that was like a double thing. It's like the subconscious is speaking. You move the white bitch in, and then you stop wearing the bracelet. And ironically, some bracelets, the love conquers all. Well, you couldn't wear both of them at the same time? You don't have enough wrist space for the autism bracelet and that one? He also strikes me as someone who is loving the controversy. Like he gets some kind of little pleasure out of pissing people off, or just people being disgusted about it, and just there being a controversy. I sense this in him. I sense that. And this is a sex affair, is what it is. Because, again, on that 68 pages of single-spaced shit that really is love, time is one of the absolute requirements. It's like baking a cake. It must be baked at the time and temperature. One of the most important things in baking anything, or cooking anything, quite frankly, but certainly baking, because baking is like a science and shit. Time and temperature are the keys to any good meal, but certainly when you talk about baking. Time and temperature, and you don't get to get around that. Love takes time, just like Mariah told us. Love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. Couldn't see that I was blind, and so forth. Comes in. I wrote it. I don't need to know the rest of the words. I wrote it, and I just gave it to him. I said, here, take it. Here, there's a song. Get out of my office. All right, I'll put that in the book. I don't want to talk about it, you guys. Don't ask me questions. Stop typing. All right, I want to get into it. All right. Fine. Now, but love takes time. It's on its own trajectory. And as I always tell you, you can't provoke it, you can't plan it, you don't dictate it. You don't look across the room and see it, you don't decide it, you understand it? No. But it's like a flower. It will come up in its own time, and it will bloom on its own. You cannot control that. This is that times 1,000. But as with the plant, the soil must be right. The temperature must be right. The atmospherics must be right in order for that seed to bloom. And in this case, one of the atmospherics and the temperature and all this, the season and all the shit, is that it must be of you. Either you came from it or it came from you. That's why I say there can never be love, certainly between the oppressed and the oppressor. There can't be. You understand? Cats don't mount dogs, and zebras don't mount giraffes. Africans should not be mounting whites, and vice goddammit versa. Because you're trying to create something that Allah did not create. He has put all of the races of people on the earth. Allah says to mankind in the Quran, I have made you of many tribes and nations, that you may know one another. So you don't get to create. This is just like you trying to make a damn seedless watermelon and shit. Don't eat that, because it's not of the divine. If there was supposed to have been little mixed, ambiguous fucking race of people walking around the earth, Allah would have created them, and He did not. I brought you the evidence, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I was still doing research, but anyways, one of the things that in my studies that I've learned, whether I presented it to you or not, is that children of mixed race have higher illness rates, weaker genetics, I mean, they're a ball of biological problems, everybody. This is real. Biological problems with mixed race children, huh? There it is. There it is. Health and behavior risks of adolescents with mixed race. Are there health risks to racial mixing? Mixed race children are being failed in treatment of mental health. Student study, etc., etc. Mixed race children at greater risk for mental health issues. Effects of race mixing. Parents of mixed race children must understand this vital fact. Matter of fact, let's click on that one just quickly. I don't want to go into this. And you can go and look at these on your own. All right. So this is real. This is real. You don't get a chance to go against nature, everybody. This is real. It's real. It's real. Again, I always tell you, the Jedi is not here to proclaim anything that is not the truth. If I don't know something, I just tell you, goddammit, I don't know it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't know it, you just don't know it. But certainly, if it's not the truth, it does not need to be proclaimed. It does not need to be proclaimed. Not only that, you're bringing into the world children who, in a society that has predicated itself on race because of white people, they will have an issue just trying to figure out where they fit. And I don't care who you are. Everybody needs to know where they fit. You see? Everybody needs to know where they fit. You know, even when you go to, if you move right now to a new state, your kids are going to go to a new school. First day of school, when they walk into that lunchroom or that classroom, they're looking around to see where are the other black kids at. It's just a natural instinct. Unless you fucked them up already. And you've already fucked up their natural instincts. Then, when they walk into that lunchroom, they're looking for where are the other black kids. It's just instinctual. Where is my own? Where is my own? And then it goes deeper. If it's a little girl, she's looking for the black girls. If it's a little boy, he's looking for the black boys. Where the little black boys at? Because that's where he's going to feel comfortable. He sees himself reflected. They are me. I'm them. That's where I'm supposed to go to their table and sit and say hello and introduce myself. But when you have created these Frankenstein children, essentially, this is the worst environment to create that in. Because like I say, everything is race with white people. They will lie until they take the last breath and say that it's not. We don't care what they say. What they say means absolutely nothing to us. We're only interested in the truth. And what all the evidence shows, all the history, all of their society, everything is predicated on race with these fucking people. And so when you bring a child into this environment that they're not black enough and they're not white enough, you created a problem for them. And to me, that is child endangerment, it's child cruelty, it's a few things. And I even see a phone call to CPS, quite frankly. I see that phone call. Because love does not fucking conquer all and all the bullshit. And the quote from Dr. King of only, darkness can't drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate can't drive out hate, only love. Fuck that. If you fucking with me, if you burning down my house, if I come burn your house down enough fucking times, you're gonna stop fucking with me. You just will. That's just the equation. That's how it works. It just does. It's when you don't do shit and you let evil continue and you don't confront it harshly and fiercely that the shit continues. That's why African people are in the predicament that we're in right now to this day. Because some sick-minded Christian got people to go against their natural human instincts of take the head off your enemy to love your enemy. You're going to love them into righteousness. But nobody is going to sit down next to go in the lion. We're here. I know you've never been around lions, but we're going to take you out to this safari. It's a wild safari. These are wild animals. They've never been trained. They don't have a lot of contact with humans. We're going to throw you out there. You go, no, that's a fucking dangerous animal. They go, no, you're just going to use love. Well, do I get any weapons? Do I get any tranquilizer darts? No, you're just going to use love. Love conquers everything. You don't know that? Love conquers everything. How dare you want to have, tranquilizer darts and spears and, things to fight off these animals? Love is the key. So take your bitch ass in there and start loving them out of their savagery. That's the same equation, everybody. Hear this. There's no difference. There's no difference. We're dealing with the most savage, most rapacious, murderous fucking people ever seen on planet Earth. You're never going to love them into righteousness. And those same people have killed and continue to kill even those who have come up and said love them. Wasn't the black man that pulled the trigger on Dr. King? Wasn't a black man that had him a file on him? You understand? And was surveilling him and wiretapping. That was white fucking people. The FBI and all of it. So we have to understand what we're dealing with. Love is out, bitch. You need to understand that. And those who knew that and told their people that, they were also killed. And then when they can't kill you, then they try and slander you and mislabel you. You see? You become anti-Semitic, or you're subversive, or you're militant, or here's the one that really sends me right into the ICU. Radical. That one sends me. It just sends me. That one, I throw myself right into traffic. The moment I hear that. The moment I hear that. Now, it's unlikely, I would think, at his age, because he said he's almost 65, or maybe he is 65. It's unlikely he will be having any children with this heifer. But the damage is already done. And it's also a slap in the face to your wife. It sends another signal of rejection to all of our black women everywhere. Look at B. Smith's husband. Girl, she got autism and Alzheimer's and everything, and he still went and got him a white woman. Girl, you see? So their trust quotient and their respect quotient for us goes down a notch or two. And why shouldn't it? Like I say, we're really not giving black women a whole lot of reasons to fucking love us, dude. We're just not. Because we're not offering anything of value. You understand? We're not offering our women anything. We're not. They don't look at us as the one they can run to protect. You understand? Then relationships you want 50-50 and she not pulling her half, and it's just, I mean, we just not, I mean, I just don't really see where we're attractive. You understand? All we got is penis. That's it. That's it. He's going to mention Jesus and all the bullshit. The right thing in this case to do would be stick by your wife's side. If you can't care give, because Sonny was articulating how difficult it is to care for someone with Alzheimer's, so you stick by your woman as often as you can, and when you can't deal with it, then you have to hand her over to professionals who can. But you still stick with your woman. And I think that once you take on marriage, once you decide that you're going to be with someone, that's it. You don't get any more options. You just don't. And for me, unless there's a divorce or a death, you stuck, homie. So, if you can't take care of your wife, then you put her in a facility or you hand her over to people that can care for her. And you just have to sleep alone at night. You don't get to dishonor her presence on the earth. This is selfish. It's selfish. And then you want to say, well, I could, at my age 65, I should be in like a 2-bedroom apartment or something. But I actually sold the house and moved to a bigger house so she would have more space, and like you're doing something noble. No, you move so you have more room for this white bitch. That's what it feels like to me. Huh? I mean, come on. And I haven't seen the homes and all that stuff, but that was clearly an upgrade, and so you're talking about more space. So maybe trying to be more grand and set yourself already up for the life that you dream of when she's gone anyway. I think emotionally, he has already let go of her. You have to. You have to have let her go. Because otherwise, how could you be with this white bitch? You understand? Even if it weren't the case of Alzheimer's, let's say you lose your wife. It don't even have to be a loss. Maybe you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. You're teenagers or some bullshit. There's even no age requirement for what I'm about to say. Just when you lose somebody, you need time to let that energy release itself from the very cells of your body. That energy has to be released from the cells of your body. It has to be detached from your spirit. You're not ready. We've heard many people, they lose a spouse or something. Maybe they were killed in a car accident or something else happens, whatever. They're not ready. They're not ready. Because they either consciously or subconsciously just understand they're not ready. Even if they're not able to articulate the understanding that this energy has to be released from me. This has to be released. How can you look in this bitch's face? Because your heart can't be in two places. It just can't. It's different for your children. You can look in the face of both your children and love them equally. Those are your seeds. You make no distinction. But here you have your wife of 26 years who is a sister. And then you got this white bitch who is the incarnate of your oppressor. how can your heart even be in that space to begin with? But certainly, how you gonna have you still love your wife, but and she's still on earth and struggling? This is the time when you would have the most empathy, and it would be the most difficult to let go. The most difficult. You understand? And shame on this dusty bitch, 'cause it takes two. We don't have any reports of him holding a gun to her head and saying, "You're going to be with me." Her dumb white ass should have said, "I'm flattered, but this I think is inappropriate." You see? But she might have been the one to make the move. We need more background on her. Who's she? What's her claim to fame? What's her profession? What's her schooling? Where's she from? What's her economics? We'd like a tax return even. Maybe this is an upgrade for her. She can't wait to be sitting in B's, BMW, or sitting on her couch, or sleeping between her Versace sheets, or what. We don't know. Who initiated? You see? Because she's a dusty bitch if she made the move, and he's a sleazy ass, dusty ass, sleazy motherfucker if he made the first move or overtures towards her. Whoever did it is wrong, but they're both wrong. Because it takes two. It takes two. It takes two. And where are any of the friends? Like Sunny was a little tough on him there. You could tell she didn't want to go in, but she wanted to make her feelings a little clear of what side she stood on. But where were the male friends? Unless they're pigs just like him, to say, "Bruh, this just ain't cool. This ain't cool." And damn it, one of the things about being in a marriage is you don't get to choose everything. You take once you've given your life to that person, you said, "I do," then goddamn it, you do. So now she's not vibrant, and she can't do anything, and so she's of no use to you now. So what were you in love with? Again, goes back to that 68 pages of shit I'm always telling you about. It means love wasn't there. Love was not there, because one of the attributes of this thing y'all call love is devotion. Loyalty are definitely on those pages. Devotion. Loyalty. And wait for it, allegiance. Loyalty, allegiance, and devotion. That's through the thick, and the thicker. You married her when she was a size 4, and she was, looked like a model, and oh my God, now she's disfigured, she weighs 600 pounds. Devotion. Loyalty. Allegiance. You see, you're tested. And when you test something, you're trying to see, does it stand up to the elements? Can it withstand the wind, the rain, the snow, the fire? Can it withstand it? Can it withstand it? And when it can, that's a genuine article. So, being in a marriage, in a relationship, but certainly a marriage, you don't just think that arguments or disagreements and you can come to that is what makes you successful in that, or decide that it withstands test. It's when it's all ugly, That's when you find out what's truly there. That's when it's revealed. That's when it's revealed. That's when it's revealed. What will you do when it all goes south? What will you do? And he never answered Sonny's direct question of, did B say it was okay for you to have some other bitch up in the house? And think about it. How can you have your wife of 26 years in this state, and you're down the hall or downstairs or upstairs in another room, and you're with another woman? I can't imagine that, y'all. That goes against every single thing that I feel in my being. I wouldn't, it just wouldn't feel right. Forget if you're intellectual, if you have any moral compass or anything. It just, you just wouldn't feel right. That should be enough. You've let go of your wife. Don't try and act like you noble and you still by her side and you still keeping the vows. You've already let go. You've already let go in your mind, and most importantly, in your heart. You've already let go, bruh. So let go. Stop being some ballet bitch. Just fucking divorce your wife and be with this white bitch. Maybe you're holding on until she dies for financial gain. You know, I don't know what her net worth is. I don't know what her empire's worth and all that kind of stuff, and whoop-de-woo. I don't know any of that. But it seems to me that you stand to gain by staying. You trying to have your foot in the jacuzzi and the pool all at the same time. You're a pig, in my view. Either you're going to be with her and stick by her side, or you're going to have to let her go. Don't give me this noble, like you're Mr. fucking husband of the year and shit. You're not. You're a pig and a rat. And she deserves for you to stick by her or let her go. I'd like to bring in the lawyers. I'd like to speak with lawyers of the family and say, what does he stand to gain by staying, and what does he stand to gain by leaving? You know? What papers have been drawn up? You see, what's he supposed to get? Because money is always a motive for the unrighteous. He certainly falls in that class. There's no fear of God in the last day. Because people who fear God in the last day act a certain way. And they make certain decisions out of fear of God and the last day. He doesn't have that, in my view, in my assessment. This is about Dan. Fan out, troops. See what we can find out more about this white bitch. Where does she come from? Who is she? What's her claim to Earth? We need to know more about her, so they can really put the pieces of the puzzle of this together. Bring forth anything that you can find. I'm interested in that, and I'm happy to do a follow-up video on this. You know, but this stinks. Till death do us part. Your wife is still alive. I don't care what state she's in. That's still your wife, and she's still alive. And what I didn't notice, and I'd like to find out, see if we can see this from the video, is he wearing a fucking wedding ring? Nope. Let's see it again, just in case. Little CSI investigation, y'all, just real quick. It don't cost nothing. You know, and he's 60, whatever. Lose the earring, bruh. Lose the earring. Lose the earring. Lose the earring. Lose it. Let's see if we can see this fucking. Nope. No wedding ring. No wedding ring. You see? You've stopped wearing the Alzheimer's bracelet. You done moved the white bitch in. You wearing some other bullshit. And no wedding ring. And you claim you're still honoring your vows. But you're not even wearing your fucking wedding ring. And I'm so tough that if my wife was in this predicament, I would wear her fucking wedding ring. I would go and have that bitch resized, and I would wear it. Or I'd have it on a chain around my neck. Something. Wallahi, that's what you do. He's not even wearing his fucking ring. Fuck this dude, everybody. Fuck him and that fat greasy bitch that gave birth to that fat bitch. This is sad for B. Smith. It's sad for her. And he's going to have to answer to Allah. You know, this is selfish. Plus the money that's coming in from the books. Because they talked about 2 books on this show. There was Before I Forget, and then there's another book. So there's money. You know, and he's on the cover with her on the Before I Forget. I don't know if they showed the other one, I can't remember. But, so that means his name is up there someplace, which means there's a coin. If he's still married to her, that means all bank accounts are probably still joint. He's controlling the estate. There he is, hugged up with the white bitch. You see? Where's the wedding ring, bitch? I just can't allow this. I can't with this, dude. I can't. Look. And he's grinning bigger than her. I'm so sick and tired of my people. On so many levels. This is why I always speak about the character of the Muslim. This is unthinkable to the Muslim. Do you understand? Unthinkable. I'd like to also speak with the children too. What do they really think? There is no wedding ring. You see, this is a money issue. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too. If I was a family member, I'd be making a lot of noise saying you either divorce my mother and be the fuck out, or you need to let this white bitch go. You married her, and that's who you're stuck with until death do you part. Period. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. You just goddamn it don't. And she doesn't even have the mind to even understand what's going on. How? And I'm not even going to ask how the white bitch can do it because they're soulless anyway. There's nothing that they won't do and haven't done. You understand? There's no morality there. So she will sit right there next to her, grinning. You understand? Just like when we would be strung up in a tree after a lynching. You see nothing but a picture of a sea of they white asses grinning. grinning. It's always that fucking grin. The grin. How can you do this? And like I say, that one clip when the interviewer says, do you know what day this is, or something like that? And that innocent child look that was on her face, like when you ask a child, do you know the answer to something, and they give you that look like that. I could weep at that. I could weep at that. I could weep. Like I say, as I close, this is still bad, even if it was a sister that he had gotten. But this is like a double fuck of psychological crazy, because your wife is still living. You would dare move another bitch in, and it's a white bitch. How old is this bitch too? Let's find that out, everybody. How old is she? God damn it. Let me see if I can find out right now in real time. Let me just we need to find out how old this bitch is. Bear with me, y'all. Been Alex Lerner, the bitch is 53. Yeah, she's 53. This is from Inside Edition. Dr. Oz chats with B. Smith's husband and girlfriend. The husband of lifestyle guru B. Smith's husband and his girlfriend is defending their relationship, telling Dr. Oz that people don't understand what Smith's condition is really like. What does that have to do with you, bitch? Smith is battling Alzheimer's, and social media got into a tizzy because her husband is of 26 years. 64-year-old Dan asshole has a new white bitch. Alexander fucking Lerner, 53, has a room in their elegant home. This white bitch said people are passing judgment on a situation they don't understand, and that Smith needs 24-hour care. Okay, she needs 24-hour care. What does that have to do with you? We understand she needs care. We get that. Why are you there, bitch? Why are you there? What a lot of people don't understand about Alzheimer's. Don't tell me about fucking Alzheimer's. You're not answering the question. She's talking about all the care she needs, and all the care and all the care. Yeah, she also needs her husband too, to give a damn. And clearly he doesn't give a damn enough to even wear his fucking wedding ring. In his mind, this woman is already dead. He is positioning himself economically, everybody. I swear by Allah, that's what's happening. Smith was diagnosed, okay, blah, blah, blah. They're Hampton, in their East Hampton home. So I'm saying in the Hamptons, bitch. The white bitch stays with the couple when she is not in her Manhattan home. All the ones that know B are extremely supportive. Extremely supportive, have no problem with it. And listen, those mean nothing either, everybody, because those could also be clingers on. You understand? Who just want to remain in good grace with this asshole. So, in case maybe he's giving them a coin, or they will want a coin, or something. You see what I'm saying? So that they have motives. You see, and they can be just as immoral as him too. So that means nothing at all. This means nothing. The people, all the 1K supporters are pretty positive, have no problems. The people, because she's a celebrity and personality, quote unquote, they weigh in, and what they do is they attach what they feel B would. They attach their feelings as well. B doesn't know. She wouldn't want this. Well, if B knew, I wouldn't be with Alex because she wouldn't have Alzheimer's. Whatever. The Washington Post profiled the fucking couple's living arrangements earlier this month, and Dan and the fucking whore said they have since gotten death threats. Well, we know that didn't come from black folks. We don't make death threats. That was only white people making death threats. That I promise you. I mean, we've had death threats, he told Dr. Oz. I mean, we've had people just do all kinds of crazy things. They've never been to our restaurant. We don't know them. They make all kinds of racial innuendos. These are not innuendos, motherfucker. We're letting you know we don't like the shit. That's not an innuendo. Look up the word and spell it, and then decide should you be using it. We need to know what her ass does, everybody. What is Alex Lerner's profession? It looks bad. Alex Lerner. Age and biography. Boom. That's what we want, bitch. Because, like I say, for me, his motive is purely financial. Purely financial. The books, the homes, the bank accounts, everything stays in place as long as she's alive. You see, you divorce her, that means assets have to be divided up. It's more cushy for him to stay. And we're not even get into the life insurance policy, you know, once she passes and all that, and what that might be worth. So, let's find out what this bitch's motive is. What is this bitch? Alex Lerner. Age, biography, height, and family. Alex Lerner, born in 1966, is an American employee at La Bilboquet and controversial personality from New York, USA. She works at the New York-based restaurant. So she's an employee at Le Bilboquet. We're going to look that up. Le Bilboquet. What is it? Looks like a restaurant. Upscale, light-filled cafe and white tablecloth restaurant featuring traditional French cuisine. In other words, the bitch was a waitress. Can we just... Sometimes let's just get to the point. So the bitch is a waitress. I said it. And so, she's born in 1966. She's 53 years old. Is an American employee at Le Bilboquet and controversial personality from New York City. She works at the New York-based restaurant. This bitch is famous for being the girlfriend of Dan Gasby. That's her claim to fame. American businessman and media executive. Really? Furthermore, the 64-year-old Gasby married to his wife, Barbara Elaine Smith, a.k.a. B. Smith, American former iconic model and restaurateur. The white bitch and Dan first met in the summer of 2017, bitch. So it's fresh and young and windblown, as I've said. So it's mutual. He walks into the restaurant because he's one of them niggas that can't keep his fucking penis in his pants. You see what I'm saying? And he's bought into this oogle over the white bitch. So there he was, grinning and cheesing. You see? She started throwing that stringy spaghetti hair. And so there it was. You know? I'm sure there was a business card, because niggas got to feel like they flossing. Let me give you my card. Oh, I can see it. I feel the energy. So she is nobody. The bitch is a waitress. Do you understand me? Gotta call a thing. The bitch is a waitress. Now, so they first met in the summer 2017 at a Hamptons bar. Moreover, the bitch also previously interacted with Smith at various charity events. In 2014, B. Smith announced that she diagnosed, I think they meant she had been, she announced that she diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. Due to Alzheimer's, Smith does not recognize her husband and a stepdaughter, Dana Carlisle Gasby. So there's a stepdaughter. from a previous relationship, we presume. So who was that bitch? Where is she at? What does she do? What was her claim to life? What does the child look like? You see, this is all important to understand what's happening now. Again, this didn't just happen in a puff of smoke. We need to know the pathology. The pathology. Stepdaughter, blah, blah, blah. The white bitch later became close to the family. Later? How? They met in 2017, everybody. We're 2 seconds into 2019. So they've known each other at least, at best, a year. At best. You understand? At best. At best. You understand? Because you don't count the first month, several months when you just knew each other's names and, oh, I seen you here, and oh, I seen you at this event, and I seen you here. That don't count. Became close to the family. She also helped Dan in taking care of his wife. I'm sure, I can help you take care of your wife. No, bitch, we have money. We can call caregivers for that. We don't need a waitress to do that. We don't need that. In addition, Dan initially went public with his affair with this heifer in December of 2018. Wait, let's go back up. Now, where did it say? They met in the summer of 2017. The summer of 2017. So, we will say June. Excuse me. So, June to December is 6 months. He goes public in December of 2018. So, that's a year. And 6 months. We'll go from June of 2017 to June of 2017. That's 1 year. And then from June of 2018 to December, we'll say that's 6 months. So, a year and a half. You understand? Nah. And she just said there on The View, they had known each other for 6 months. Before the relationship changed. He went public with his affair with the heifer back in December 2018. The heifer also has a room in Gasby and Smith's East Hampton home. However, the businessman recently slammed for dating on the internet by B. Smith's fan. They need to proofread their shit clearly, right? They bashed him for taking advantage of Smith's health. Dan and Smith are not separated and very much together. Therefore, many people are offended by the fact that this asshole is in a goddamn relationship. Profile of parents and personal affairs. Okay, this is more on her ass. Dan Gasby's lover was born in 1966 in the United States of America. Therefore, Alex, age is 53 years old as of 2018. We have no information about her parents and siblings. But I will tell you there is a picture here of her and some little girl, everybody. Some little white girl that looks a lot like her. Further, she is a divorced woman. So that means, okay, so that's probably her daughter. Earlier, when did the bitch get divorced? How long was she married? Earlier, Alex tied the knot with her husband, but his name is not found on the internet. The former couple also shares 3 children, including a daughter, Jackie Lerner. So that must be her in the picture here. Moreover, the heifer was also in a relationship with her ex-beau, Dard Coxum. He is the owner of a restaurant named Harlem Shake fame. They broke up after after Dard sentenced to 15 months in prison in February of 2016. He was found guilty of assault following a June 2015 incident. Some lesser known facts about Alex Lerner. Here she is hugged up with some other black dude. And I assume this Dard Coaxum, I'd like to know if he was a brother or not. Profession, okay, her name is Alex. Her nickname is, okay, no nicknames. Profession, an employee at the Le Bouquet, New York-based restaurant. She's famous for being the girlfriend of Dan Gasby. The bitch is 53. She was born in 1966. National American. Ethnicity, white bitch. Religion, Christianity. Big surprise. Physical statistics, height. She's 5'9". Body measurements, damn, they really going in. Eye color, hair color. Parents, we don't have any names. Marital status, divorce. She was in a relationship with her ex-partner, Dard Coxum. The bitch went to high school. There's no record of her going to college. So she's definitely also a dumb bitch on top of everything else, as suspected. Again, everybody, when you're using this word love, you don't get to use it. You see, because you're also looking for commonality. There's nothing common between them. You're white, he's black. You're female, he's male. He's oppressed, you're not. I mean, if you just want to begin there, before we get to all of the deficit in cultural knowledge and all these sorts of things, you understand? There's no foundation, there's no dirt to put the seed in to grow this thing called love. You don't have anything to put it in. You have nothing to put it in. And nothing to water it. You understand? And the fantasy will wear off over time. Right now, she's just interested in the penis and the glitz of it all. I'm sure he drives a nice car, wears nice cologne, has great suits. You know, there's books. He's known. Oh, this is all. The very restaurant the bitch worked at, she probably couldn't even afford to eat there. Now she can. You see? Who is Dan Gasby? Let's look at his shit real quick, and then we'll be over this video, everybody. Dan Gasby bio. Clarence Alvin Daniel Gadsby. That's his fucking government name. The bitch is born in March 10th of 1950. He's a fucking Pisces. I have to kill myself and be reborn. Damn it. Urgh. My birthday is this month, the 25th, but that still makes him a Pisces. Damn it. He was born in Stuyvesant, New York. He is a Pisces. They fucking put his horoscope there. Goddamn Christian. His father is John Gadsby. His mother is Louise. Went to Colgate University. He's 6'2". Children, Dana Carlisle Gadsby. His net worth is $1.5 million. But is that with B? Clarence Alvin Daniel Gasby. Popularly known as Dan Gasby, is an American businessman and media executive. Gasby began his career at a UHF TV station in Tennessee. He also worked as an executive producer of CBS Essence Awards. Gasby was the vice president of marketing at Camelot Entertainment Sales Incorporated. He launched Big Break, a reality show. I wonder if that was from back in the day. Big Break. Da-na-na-na-na. He has founded and produced his wife's lifestyle show, B. Smith with Style. He was also the publisher of his wife's self-titled magazine. Later, he became a business partner with his wife at her restaurant. He has managed B. Smith Enterprises. So he's her client as well. Or she's his client as well. He's her manager, essentially. The two tied the knot with each other on 23rd December 1992. Gasby has a daughter named Dana Carla Gasby from his previous wife. We're over it. We're over it. The bitch is a waitress. I said it. You understand? The infatuation is there for her because he's also a meal ticket and a coin. And now, but for him, the bitch has been on The View. You know, she's getting a little attention. I'm sure she's gonna try and parlay that. She might have already gotten herself a publicist and an agent, and you know, a manager and shit. It's sickening. I really want to know what you all think about this. You know, I really want to know what you all think about this. My men and my women. You know, because for me, this is a moral issue at its core. You know, this is a moral issue. It's you know, it's one of those flaming knives that life throws at you, and what are you going to do with it? You know, we're always tested in our lives, and how we deal with those things reveal our true character, our principles, our foundation. For me, this is double betrayal. Because like I say, your wife is still alive, you're not at her side, you're with another woman, and it's a white bitch. We just can't ignore that. And sadly, in this society, that matters, and we didn't make it like that. Let's be clear. We didn't make it like that. Who's that had that song, "We Didn't Start the Fire"? We didn't start the fire. We didn't start the fire, bitch. We didn't. We didn't. We didn't. And we will editorialize on this shit for filth until our hearts are content. Give a damn. You understand? This is betrayal. You need to let your wife go, because you already have. You're not wearing a wedding ring. You need to let her go and sail off into the fucking ocean with your white bitch and live your life. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. This is not fair. Because somewhere on the earth there's a man who would have stayed by this woman. And when you physically and emotionally weren't able to take care of her, that does not end the marriage. This is just another severity of disability. So your wife breaks her shoulder. Do you move the white bitch in now? How's the broken shoulder any different when it comes to your commitment than Alzheimer's? Your partner is debilitated, incapacitated in some degree, whatever the level of severity. And so therefore your responsibility remains the same. You're on national television to tell your story about your wife, and you're not even wearing your fucking wedding ring. But you found time to put this bullshit ass punk bitch ass earring in, you fucking raccoon. Where are your eyebrows at, Dan? What happened to your eyebrows? Where'd they go? Did you leave those at home? Can anybody find who's got his eyebrows? Can we bring in his eyebrows? Can we bring in the eyebrows? Who's got them? Who's got the eyebrows? We are now seeing the true essence of this dude. This is who he is. This is who he is. And I promise you on everything holy and sacred, if B was the one holding all the money, and she definitely has the lion's share, but if she was holding all the money, and he wasn't holding anything, he wouldn't have nobody. He'd be by her side waiting on her ass to die so he could get some money. But he's got a little bit of an option. But he really gets the bonanza when she dies, because then he'll have the entire empire. I'm sure he's already making moves to move everything that's not in his name definitely to him. Like, he has total control. The whole world knows she has Alzheimer's. Everybody knows this is her husband. So he's going to have carte blanche to act as power of attorney and as her husband to make any legal moves that need to be made to completely seal his grasp on the entire empire. All of it. So she's an asset to him alive. May even be one of the reasons why he hasn't committed her to a facility. He wants to be able to watch over his coin. She's of value to him. You see. And then when she does pass, if she does, if and when, then it all belongs to Dan and him and his white bitch. Wow. Talk back to me, troops. I'm disgusted by it. I'm disgusted. And as I said to you, the next video I release for you is my piece on Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. I have so much to say. There's going to be a string of those videos, but this will be the first installment. And, you know, it's just... But anyway, that's what I'll be releasing for you next. And bruhs, peep this for my brothers. This nigga is sitting up there. Wait, let's go back. Let's go back. In case they don't show it. Oh, wait, a little bit more. They're not going to do a Polaroid shot. But look, his tie doesn't match the fucking pocket handkerchief. What are you wearing? A polka dot fucking pocket handkerchief and a horizontal striped purple tie. What's the connection? Nothing. It seems like a small detail, but again, it's another insight into this dude. The little fucking earring. That means you're still trying to be young. You see. And then you're not wearing your fucking wedding ring. I wish Sonny had said to him, I noticed you're not wearing your wedding ring. Why aren't you wearing your wedding ring? Why? You're not divorced. Your wife isn't dead. She's ill. What excuse do you have to sit here on international television today and not be wearing your fucking wedding ring? And you say you love your wife. You say you're honoring your vows. But you're not even wearing your fucking wedding ring. This is the Jedi.